Good Friday morning. It's the 26th of August in very sunny Brisbane at the moment, and this is my weekly update. Today I'm covering robots, writing papers, giving presentations, and career development. First up, it is paper season. We're working on a couple of survey and tutorial papers on visual place recognition, a bunch of international conference and robotics and automation papers, doing some revisions for IEEE Robotics and Automation Letters journal papers, working on our conference on robotic learning revisions or rebuttals, and also finalizing a submission for ICLR, one of the main machine learning conferences. Publishing nowadays is essentially a continuous process. There are always interesting deadlines coming up in terms of conferences and journals, and especially this is true if you work across multiple disciplines. For example, we work across robotics, but also touch on aspects of computer vision and machine learning. Because it is publishing season, I wrote a series of tips on how to maximize the chances that your conference papers will be accepted in top robotics venues. And this was released earlier this week and out on social media, and we're getting some really great responses to that, and I will link to that in this video. This week I had the opportunity to present to the QUT Center for Robotics on the Berlin Robotics Summit, which was this amazing meeting I got to attend recently where around 20 of the world's leading roboticists got together to discuss in deep detail the future of robotics, ranging from technical topics all the way to how robots and technology might play a role in addressing issues like climate change. Putting together the presentation was a really great chance to reflect on what, in retrospect, made the summit so special. And a large part of it, I think, was the people who were invited and the particular social and collegial dynamic that developed over the course of the week. It was a very different experience to what a large robotics or computer science conference would be. QUT is the university for the real world, and the QUT Center for Robotics that I co-lead is very much a robotics center focused not just on fundamental research, but on developing useful robotic technology that can actually be successfully deployed in the real world. This week it was fantastic to see Chris Lennart, one of our academics, leading successful field trials of their greenhouse robot in Adelaide, showing how an autonomous robotic system can potentially help with new forms of agriculture, in this case, tomatoes. The QUT Center for Robotics continues to work hard on career development, especially of our early career and mid-career researchers. This week, Alana led a session going through the details of what you need to put into a grant to make it compelling, all the various components that go together. In the same theme of career opportunities, especially at the early career stage, it was great to see the formal announcement of a $1.2 million joint PhD scholarship scheme between CSIRO Data61, especially their robotics group, and the QUT Center for Robotics. This scheme will focus particularly on supporting researchers to do their PhDs from underrepresented backgrounds and demographics. Finally, hopefully you've noticed that the visual quality of some of the videos I've shot this week has improved substantially. I've got my hands on a stack of new video production gear, a brand new top of the line vlogging camera, some new tripods, some new remote controls for the camera equipment, even some better audio equipment. And you should start to see the quality improvements appear throughout videos from this point onwards. One of the specific things I'm going to be doing over the coming weeks and months is to film fairly slick videos covering much of the material that is in my Hacking Academia series, which is full of very practical, very grounded advice on how to be effective, happy, and successful in academia. I've got a bunch of topics that I already talk about regularly in those presentations and in my mentoring sessions, topics like how to negotiate a new position and what to negotiate for, and how to find and cultivate a network of effective mentors. Based on the response to the first video I put out this week on how to write an effective robotics paper, I'm hoping that if the community likes it, I'll be able to keep this up in the long term. But please let me know if there are any specific topics you'd like me to cover. That's it for this update. I hope you've all had a fulfilling and productive week and are looking forward to a bit of a break on the weekend. I will see you again next week.